Today, Filecoin launched their mainnet, a much anticipated event in crypto. But before we dive into that news, a few quick headlines from the week. The G20, comprising countries across every continent, announced that it's working with the IMF, the World Bank, and the Bank for International Settlements to formalize the use of central bank digital currencies in banking systems. According to the report, they aim to finish their research and experiments by the end of 2022 and aim to have the technical capabilities to use stablecoins by the end of 2025. That's like lightning speed for these behemoth bureaucracies, a mere 11 years after the crypto space already started using stablecoins. But I applaud the effort of these organizations to stay relevant, even though by 2025 it's likely they'll have to start their research anew because the crypto space will be operating on a whole new web version by then. But hey, who needs cutting edge tech to create market adoption when you have rule of law mandating the use of your products? Block.one released EOS-IO for business. The idea is that private databases will be replaced by high-performance private blockchains, where you can place your cryptographically determined block headers from the private chains to a public chain as proof of integrity. They're calling this enterprise-focused version of the software Blockchain as a Service. Ownership of Electric Coin Company, the developer of Zcash, is being transferred to a US non-profit. ECC announced Bootstrap, a 501c3 dedicated to the uplift of humanity through technology, scientific discovery, education, and human organization. ECC said, "We've asked the owners of ECC to donate ECC itself to become the wholly owned property of Bootstrap." Minezcash, a member of Zcash's major grant review committee, told me, "As a 501c3 non-profit, ECC will have greater transparency and accountability requirements. When the community voted for a new dev fund late last year, they created two funds that were directed to non-profits, the Zcash Foundation and the Major Grants Review Committee, and the third was ECC, a for-profit. So putting the ECC under Bootstrap, the new non-profit, means all development funds from block rewards will be going to non-profit organizations." Just like Airbnb allows homeowners to rent out their couches and Uber allows people to rent out their cars, Filecoin allows people to rent out their storage space and get paid in File. And it launched its mainnet today. Eric Voorhees says this is easily one of the most professionally built, carefully executed, and valuable projects that has emerged from the ICO era. The decentralized data storage and distribution network of Filecoin will potentially compete with storage giants like AWS, Dropbox, and content delivery networks like Cloudflare. I chatted to CoinDesk senior reporter Brady Dale about how it all works.
There's already plenty of storage out there, but Filecoin's argument is some people want more robust storage. They want to know that if there was a nuclear war, that at least like one copy is likely to survive somewhere. Another way in which people can engage with the network is they can look for really popular files that maybe don't have copies in certain places. Like, so if a movie were really popular, right? And lots of people were watching that movie at some time, but there wasn't a copy in, say, Singapore. You could be a Filecoin miner who did, content distribution services. You would bring a copy to Singapore, distribute it around Singapore for as long as the movie was popular. Then when it stopped being popular, you would delete the copy.
Obviously, there are security concerns with storing your data on other people's computers, but Filecoin has that sorted.
It's super encrypted. Folks don't really necessarily know what they're storing. They just know that they're storing. I mean, there's various levels, right? Because there's people who will just plug into the network and tell certain, providers, send me whatever, I'll just provide storage, and they don't know what it is. And then there'll be certain people that will directly take deals, so they would kind of know. But it's interesting, Filecoin isn't just encrypting this data at rest, because it is doing that, but it's also encrypting it in such a way where each individual copy is unique too. So it's not like every copy of Wikipedia out there would look exactly the same because it all uses the same encryption. They'd actually each look different because they're both encrypted to store it at rest, and also they're encrypted to show that it's like a provable and distinct copy.
The tech was developed by Protocol Labs, led by Juan Bennett, who developed IPFS technology itself.
It's kind of a way to monetize IPFS. IPFS has sort of been this free protocol out there in the world, and now with Filecoin, people can earn funds for being a part of it and sort of engaging with it.
There is a worry that some people would take advantage of the network and earn Filecoin by doing no real work. So there is an incentive model where people using the network show that they have real data to store and are using it as intended, and the system rewards people slightly more for offering storage space to those clients.
Among the earliest participants in that are sort of the good things on the web that we all like, copies of Wikipedia, copies of the Internet Archives, copies of like climate research data. So they're doing a lot of that stuff to seed that network. Obviously, there's gonna be much more commercial things coming into that pretty quickly, but I think that's just something that, people who like open source things will feel good about, is knowing that this system is starting off with sort of keeping copies of a bunch of things that we're all glad exist.
After launch, we saw an immediate jump in the price. It has been a very hyped project because it provides a very real solution. If you look at storage on the internet, it's very centralized. Amazon stores the vast majority of things in existence that are digital. You've got Cloudflare is another site. If that goes down, suddenly like every internet site you want to access is down. Do you think this represents a shift to becoming a more decentralized internet in general?
That's the goal. We'll see if the market is here that Filecoin believes is here. They'll argue that a part of the problem with that centralization for people who have large amounts of storage is that they just have to go to these storage providers, pay them some money. Yes, the prices are pretty good, but they don't really know what happens once they turn it over to them, right? It's just like, I don't know, yeah, it's going to be really safe. We're Amazon, it's fine. A part of the difference that Protocol Labs and Filecoin is promising is that like, you actually really will know for sure what's happening with your data. You'll know all the places it's going, how many copies there are. You can check all the time, using math and cryptography. And so you're going to have a lot more visibility as someone who wants to store things on the network to like know what's actually happening with your stuff once you turn it over.
So what's next for Filecoin?
CoinList should be doing its distribution now. They told us yesterday that was going to take a few hours. People won't really get the majority of their tokens today anyway, because they're all vested for different periods of time. This is maybe a new fun opportunity to bring back home mining. If you aren't afraid of doing a little bit of code and you've got a few terabytes of storage equipment, you can plug that stuff in. You can earn a little money. We don't know if that'll be, if it'll pay back the price of, whatever Western digital drives you buy, but you can try that out. And if you sort of miss the days of home mining, you don't want something that sounds like a vacuum cleaner running constantly in your house, but you would like to participate in a crypto network, this might be one you can participate in. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool because you don't need specialized equipment. You don't need to have to compete with these giant players who have specialized equipment. You just need storage space. This was one of the most anticipated token sales in 2017, and their ICO raised $257 million. It took them a long time to go live, and now that they've launched, we'll see if the market uses the system as intended to store real data in a secure and decentralized way. Before you go, sign up to my weekly crypto newsletter where you'll be updated with the latest crypto news in under 5 minutes. Sign up at naomibrockwell.com/cryptobeat. I also have a members only newsletter where you'll get access to exclusive content at naomibrockwell.com/memberships. You can send support to the channel at cointree.app/naomibrockwell. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.